Hi, today we're going to talk about covering someone when they're out on vacation or perhaps even unexpectedly out for some reason and you are covering for them. So this is a very common use case for Spruce, and Spruce is really well set up to do this. There are a number of different ways based on your unique Spruce setup that you might want to cover someone. So we are going to walk through these. I know they won't all be relevant to everyone, so please bear with me as we cover all the bases. So if you, first of all, you want your admin user to take care of this setup for you, as some of these are admin only features. So first we want to go to settings. Now let's say, for example, the person you're covering has a private phone line, a direct phone line. So you would go into phone SMS and you would select that direct line. And there are two different ways you could choose to do this. So let's say choice one would be Michelle absolutely does not want to see any of her messages while she is gone under any circumstances. In that case, you might want to simply change the owner of her direct line to the person who is covering for her. And you can do that and then continue to have auto assignment, but it's going to auto assign to that new user. Now, when you do this, Michelle is not going to be able to see any of her conversations anymore. This might not be the best way to go. Michelle may still want to have access to those conversations while she's on vacation. So in that case, we would leave her as the owner of her number, but we would add the person who is covering for her as an additional internal member so that they will have access to those conversations. In this case, these conversations are still being assigned to Michelle. So I'm going to show you how Dr. Ghoulish would be able to add a filter so that she could see these in one place. All right. So to add that filter, we would go under Inbox to create Inbox filter. And you can call this Michelle Direct. And here we're just looking for conversations that are assigned to Michelle. And we're creating that new filter. So this will show you the conversations that are assigned to Michelle. Now let's say that Michelle also communicates through a direct Spruce link. So you would be able to go back to settings and go here to secure messaging. And you can set up this Spruce link the same way you set up the direct line. So either by changing the owner or simply by making sure the person covering has the access to this conversation by being an internal member. So in either case, if auto assignment is on, the filter that you made that shows conversations assigned to Michelle is going to include these. Now let's say that you're the admin and you're setting this up for Dr. Ghoulish. You can now go into Teammates and find Dr. Ghoulish and click Conversation Filters. And here you can create an inbox filter or copy from another teammate. So in this case, we already set up that filter. So let's just copy it and it gets added to her inbox filters. So now she will have that inbox filter. So you as the admin can set that up for the covering doctor. All right, now we want to talk about numbers to ring. This is another important part of coverage. So there are two different ways that somebody might be trying to reach Michelle by phone. One of those might be by calling. So let's look again at her direct line by calling a direct line. So if you scroll down here, you're going to see numbers to ring. You see right now this is only set to ring to Michelle. Now you could add Dr. Gulish here so that it's toggled on for her and it will ring for her, and you can toggle off Michelle so that she doesn't have to worry about those calls while she's on vacation. Now, if Michelle had an extension on a phone tree or was part of a team that had an extension on a phone tree, you would want to find that in contact groups. So this is a contact group. It's the extension on the phone tree. And if Michelle was listed here, you see you would be able to toggle her off so she's not getting calls while she's on her vacation. All right. Now, the last thing I want to add when we're talking about coverage is auto replies. So you can create an auto reply for Michelle, and you can select what channels this is sent to. So you could select her direct link, and you could select her direct number. So those will be the numbers or links that will trigger this auto reply. And then you could add a message here, Michelle is on vacation, Dr. Gulish is monitoring this conversation and will respond as soon as possible, or something to this effect. You can click save, and you'll see that you can toggle this on and off as needed. So you could get it ready and then turn it on for Michelle when she actually leaves, and turn it off again when she comes back. Now, the last thing I want to mention in terms of seeing someone else's messages is that you might have tag-based message filters. So instead of having an assignment-based filter, you might need a tag-based filter for the person who is covering for Michelle. So I would review also the types of filters that you are currently using and make sure that whatever the covering clinician needs is the correct kind of filter that you have set up for them. All right. I hope everyone has good vacations. Have a good one.